So, Coach, describe to me in one word championship season.
Amazing. Amazing, man. You know, going into pin relays, it was somewhat of a tune-up just to kind of see where we were. But going into region, it was more so of dialing in the focus and making sure that we just execute the way we've been executing all year. So just letting the kids know that, you know, we don't have to be extravagant. We don't have to go outside of the box. Just as long as we keep being consistent and, you know, staying with the program, just doing what we've been doing all season, because we've been getting gradually better meet after meet. So just making sure that we put all of that together, and we knew we had a shot to win region.
That run 4x4. Yeah. Victory lap, baby.
Yeah. I'm a big dog walking, y'all cannot hold me, yeah. I'm on the prize, don't look at my chain, I'm shooting my shot like I'm Kobe. Got the assist, come up and up in my lonely. I'm just gang, you know what we gang, I'm standing this holy. I'm a big dog walking, y'all cannot hold me.
You know what we do. You know how I do it. County, baby.
I'm just gang, you know what we gang, I'm standing this holy.
How you feeling, Coach?
Feeling great. Talk that talk. That's just step one. 2 more steps to go. Just watch. There's more to come.
Blazers on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Lower State went just about as well as I thought it would. The main thing for me was just making sure that everybody that I needed to get out, got out. I told the girls, don't worry about, you know, whether or not they hit the best marks that they wanted. We just needed to make sure that we were able to cover the events that we needed to. And I mean, at the end of the day, we did that, you know. Now, as an overall point standpoint, we fell a little short of that goal, but the main goal was to survive in advance, you know, survive in advance.
Out of hundreds of thousands of athletes that competed this year, only 16 made it. You're worth it. You deserve it. You've earned it. Nothing's wrong with being nervous, but there's absolutely nobody on this bus that should be scared. Go have fun. Go enjoy the fruits of your labor. And I hope at the end of this thing we buy rings for people. Love y'all.
We get off this bus, that we do not leave any mark undone. All right, every inch, every meter, every second going to count tonight. And it's going to take a team effort to make sure that when we get back on this bus, we're taking the trophy with us. All right, let's lock and load. Hey, you know, so far so good, man. You know, 4x1 got second. We came in ranked third, so that's pretty good there. Right now, I think Nala is sitting second in the long jump. Got Valentine in the mix as well. I think we're both are in the top 8. So they're reclassifying, about to go to the finals. So we're going to see what we do, man. Hey, we're trying to get this championship. So you count it.
Bounce.
Again, what's the scenario? What are we looking at?
Hey, so this is the scenario right now, how I calculated it. Westwood had 62, we had 61. We got a big throw out of our senior Janelda, placing third in the shot put. So that was big for us. So now it's coming down to the 4x4. And us in Westwood, we got the 2 fastest time going in. So whoever wins this 4x4 is your 4A state champions for 2023. And can't have it any other way, man. You want to race against dogs against dogs. Put your people on the line and let's race.
Toe to toe, baby.
Toe to toe. So let's see what happens.
It's going to be a pretty good race. If it's close going into that final leg and Westwood is near the front, Brianna Rodriguez has raced excellently tonight. Even in the races she's not the strongest in, she's had an excellent showing. So I'm a neutral party here. I don't have any favoritism. So I'm not really picking favorites. But if I had to, I would say Westwood has a great chance of winning this race.
Take no loss, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs.
Coming around the corner into the straightaway to the second exchange, Ariel Mazik awaits Ariana Washington for Ridgeview, all ready to stretch out that baton. Still all Ridgeview in this race. They've had control now for almost 2 full legs. As the talented Denia Staley in front. She beat Rodriguez out earlier head-to-head. Staley all out, pedal to the metal for Ridgeview. Ridgeview absolutely is taking home first place in this race.
Hey, that's what we wanted, man. 4x4. Ended up taking the victory. Unofficial time, I got 3:57.9, which is a PR for us. Hey, man. What can I say? It's Butte County, baby. Bring home another title. Good job. Let's go. Do we have anything on this? No. So, update. Apparently, we didn't get third in the shot. We got 4th. So that swings the points. So now it looks like we'll probably be co-champions instead of outright champions, which at the end is still an accomplishment. But we're going to wait to see what the official results are. But right now, we won the 4x4. Westwood did get second. So looks like we're going to be tied at 70 points. So, hey, still Butte County, baby. So initially, coming into the 4x4, after I talked, they said that we had 3rd place in the shot instead of 4th. Apparently there was I guess they didn't see something from the results, so we actually got 4th instead of 3rd. So that took 2 points away from us. So instead of us winning by 1, now we're co-champions with Westwood. Now, with that being said, right, that is still a very huge accomplishment, right? We're still getting ready, right? Because at the end of the day, we weren't even projected to be top 5 this year, right? So that is that's a testament for every one of you all that's out here, all right? Congratulations, all right? Keep your head high, all right? We'll celebrate this win tonight, relax a little bit, have our banquet on our award ceremony on Tuesday, right? And then we'll turn the page to next year.
All I heard was relax. All I heard was the trophy.
That's a good question. I think since we won the 4x4, we should take this over.
From last year, I've told just a few people, you know, this season was personal for me. Just overcoming the adversities that just as a head coach that I had to deal with. To see the end result this year was another team title for Ridgeview Girls Track and Field. You know, I couldn't be any more proud of the way that my girls competed, and you know, my hat's off to them.
Congratulations, y'all.
So at the end of the day, great accomplishment for the girls. I'm super proud of them. You know, hey, shout out to Westwood, man. They got some dogs over there, man. And you know, our region is one of the
describe for me championship season.
Whew, stressful. Boy.
Expound on that a little bit.
Stressful. Look here, man. I'm going to start at the region meet. We went in favored and handled business there, won the title pretty handedly. Had some things happen the day of and the day prior to region that put us in a little bind, and I think it kind of rattled the guys a little bit, not knowing whether or not they were going to be able to cover the points that they were expected to cover. But man, these young boys, they band together, they battled, definitely proven to be battle tested, and they pulled out that much needed region championship. I think it did a lot for their confidence, man. I think that's the first region championship that the boys have won since 2009. So to go out there and pull that off after having the day before and the day of that we were having, just, you would know, with a lot of just craziness going on, man, I was definitely extremely proud of them for handling that. So we went to the lower state championship, and it just wasn't our day for some. We had 2 hurdlers make it out to the state meet in the 110s, 2 hurdlers make it out in the 400 hurdles. We had a sprinter make it out in the open 400. Our top dog in the 4 and the 8 ended up having an injury 2 days prior, so he was unable to run. Our top sprinter was dealing with a back issue that day that has been going off and on, so he didn't perform to his best. And so that's when I say, you know, it was a little up and down day for us. You know, there was some things that we were expecting to get out that we didn't. But like I said, the hurdlers performed well. We had a 400-meter runner that made it. We had 2 shot putters that made it. We had a guy make it in the high jump and the long jump that we weren't expecting him to compete that well in the long. And so, you know, we had some pretty good things happen at the lower state, but that was also a meet to where things started to fall apart a little bit. And then, you know, at the state meet, we just didn't have enough bullets. I mean, you know, call a spade, it is what it is. We were going into the region, I think, going in number 1 or number 2, picked a fight for the state championship, and then with just everything that snowballed right around region through the state qualifier, just didn't have enough to fight for that state championship. But huge shout out to Jalen Bellinger, who PR'd in the 110s, big time PR. I mean, this kid was running 15s high at the beginning of the year, and really in the middle of the year was battling with that 16 high, 16 mid, and then ended up going 15-4, so that was huge for him. Jacob Holmes PR'd in the 400, running 51, I want to say 5. His previous PR was 51.6. The shot putters were huge. Tracy had a huge PR throwing 52.5, and I think Josh Sadler just inched him out with a 52.6. And then you have Bryce Means, who ended up getting on a podium in the high jump, who this is his first year ever doing anything track and field related. So that was big. Him and Jalen and Jacob are coming back, so those were some highlights of the state meet for the boys. I think I said it last year during nationals. You know, when we say trust the process, we think it's just all about the pretty stuff, but sometimes, you know, we got to roll with the punches, and when we face adversity, how are we going to react? And so championship-wise, region championship, first one since 2009, so that's a huge plus. That's a huge plus and a huge confidence booster. Lower state and state championship, it was not what we expected. It wasn't the View County way, in my opinion, and that's something that as the head coach here, and I'll get with the staff, that we got to make sure that we have fixed and ironed out for next season. So to go back to it, I wouldn't say it's a failure, but it wasn't what we were expecting. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that was a rough 3 weeks. Mentally, emotionally, physically, it was tough. It was tough because you're going through the season and you're progressively getting better, and you're able to see the dream possibly coming a reality. So this wasn't like something that where we had just this fake confidence and we were hoping and wishing. No, we had put things in place and at run times and thrown and jump marks to where we knew what was needed to be had to compete well and to be there competing for the state championship. So it wasn't easy at all, but also what I had to remind myself is that I can't spike up. And I try to tell coaches that all the time. I was telling Warren that while he was at the meet. He was so nervous. And I was like, dog, at the end of the day, you've done exactly what you could have done to help these young ladies, and you can't spike up. And just going back and looking back at it, I believe the staff did everything that they could to prepare these young men. We couldn't spike up for them. And so, that was a harsh reality. That was a hard pill to swallow. We have a all young group coming. We don't have not one senior on this trip. What I'm hoping comes from this is these young men line up and realize that they can compete against anybody in the country, which is something that we've been trying to show them ever since our first episode with Indoor Nationals in Boston. And so prepping them and telling them that y'all are good enough to compete. And so what I'm hoping that happens here is they step on the track, they see that they're good enough to compete, and they come back with this renewed confidence and a renewed sense of pride in themselves.
Feeling good, man. Feeling good, feeling confident. Going into New Balance, definitely have a lot of athletes, several athletes that will be competing at a very high level, now. So the future for Ridgeview Track and Field is bright. Moving forward, man, just want to give a shout out to all of my coaching staff. Without them, this championship would not have happened.
Coach Carl Massenberg, when I came over here last year, we made the move to put him over the hurdles because he was an amazing hurdler in his own right in college and post-collegiate. And he's done just a phenomenal job with those hurdlers.
What Carl did with the hurdles this year on the girls' side and the boys' side, I think has to be probably one of the most remarkable jobs from a coach standpoint in South Carolina. My girl Jada Dooley, her senior, coming in, running a PR, in the 100 hurdles, and scoring in the at the state meet with that. Ariana Washington, never hurdling the day before in her life, coming in this year, popped off I think with the 115. End of the year, the state meet 108. Phenomenal job.
Coach Don has done an amazing job with our distance guys. I believe every single one of them had PR this year. So great job with him. Coach Kyle, my right-hand man, look, it's never a year where Kyle does not have a dog in the fight in the jumps, and what he's done with Bryson making in the long jump. Kid who's never done it before. Huge.
A phenomenal job with what he did with Nala, setting the school record in the long jump with the 19.3. Alana Valentine, PRing by foot, so bettering her mark from indoor nationals going into outdoor nationals. So definitely, big ups to him there.
Coach Maurice Campbell, our high jump coach. Again, to take a kid right out of a basketball gym and for him to come out here and jump 6'3" and qualify for nationals. Look, Maurice is, in my opinion, the GOAT jump coach in South Carolina. And y'all can go back, check history. He's always been doing his thing. Stackhouse. Look here, I battle with Stackhouse every day, but I think Stackhouse is one of the young, bright minds in this sport, and so I'm definitely excited to see what he does with their girls' distance program.
Coach Stackhouse, the way that he has been able to bring in the youth, definitely have a bright spot in that area there.
Huge kudos to Coach Brooks. The throws held us down this year, especially on the boys' side. So as long as he's here, I believe we always have a shot in the throws.
2 throwers at the state meet with Janelda and also Paris, freshman, the only freshman to make it to the state meet this year in 4A. So hats off to my coaches.
Last but definitely not least, y'all are athletic training staff, y'all. Tanisha Jenkins and Jefferson Cavish, boy, look at the things that they do with our Hemi trucks that we consistently send to them with their nicks and bruises. Man, we as a staff collectively appreciate y'all so much. And also shout out to our strength and conditioning coordinator, Coach Bonds, man. Coach Bonds came in this year, sat down with Warren and I, and we gave him our yearly plan, and he came up with a phenomenal strength plan of his own. And look, the proof is in the pudding, man. You saw what some of these kids did this year, man. So definitely huge shout out to our support staff. And thank y'all for dealing with us this year. Appreciate you. To the 4A Girls Coach of the Year. To be behind the scenes, to see all the things that have been going on in the last few years, to hear the naysayers say what they've said, that man has proven time and time again that he is one of the best track coaches in the state of South Carolina. And I believe it's time that everybody gives the man the respect that he truly deserves. So another one of my goal coaches, Coach Warren, congratulations, baby. That's what we do at View County, baby. For anybody who was ever questioning this man, give him his damn flowers, best coach in the state. Let's go, baby.
Hey, enough said on that. I don't need to have to repeat that. Let's go.